ends were beginnings. What keeps a planet spinning? The first from the beginning. We've come too far to give up who we are. So let's raise our bar and our cards to the stars. She's up all night to the sun. I'm up all night to get some. She's up all night for good fun. I'm up all night to get lucky. We're up all night to the sun. We're up all night to get some. We're up all night for good fun. We're up all night to get lucky. We're up all night to get lucky. The present has no rhythm. Your gift keeps on giving. What is this I'm feeling? If you wanna live, I'm with it. We've come too far to give up who we are. So let's raise our bar and our cards to the stars. She's up all night to the sun. I'm up all night to get some. She's up all night for good fun. I'm up all night to get lucky. We're up all night to the sun. We're up all night to get some. We're up all night for good fun. We're up all night to get lucky. We're up all night to get lucky. Ooh, we're up all night to get lucky.
I got my eyes on you. You're everything I see. I want you, all love and emotion. Endlessly, I can't get over you. You left your mark on me. I want your all love and emotion. Endlessly, cause you're a good girl and you know it. You act so different around me. Yes, you're a good girl and you know it. I know exactly who you could be. Just hold on, we're going home. Just hold on, we're going home. It's hard to do these things alone. Just hold on, we're going. I got my eyes on you. You're everything I see. I want you, all love and emotion. Endlessly, I can't get over you. You left your mark on me. I want your love and emotion. Endlessly, cause you're a good girl and you know it. You act so different around me. Yes, you're a good girl and you know it. I know exactly who you could be. Just hold on. Just hold on, we're going home. It's hard to do these things alone. Just hold on, we're going. Just hold on, we're going home. Just hold on, we're going home. It's hard to do this thing Just hold on, we're going. Just hold on, we're going home. Just hold on, we're going home. It's hard to do these things alone. Just hold on, we're going.
On a cobweb afternoon in a room full of emptiness by a freeway, I confess I was lost in the pages of a book full of death, reading how we'll die alone, and if we're good, we'll lay to rest anywhere we wanna go. And on my deathbed, I will pray to the gods and the angels, like a pagan, to anyone who will take me to heaven, to a place I recall. I was there so long ago. The sky was bruised, the wine was bled, and there you led me. Oh,
Good morning, grasshoppers. Just chewing some stream checks, making sure that the microphone and everything are working. The music isn't too loud.
till the day was gone, and I sat
It was pretty close, Chris. It was pretty close. There were several moments when either team almost scored. I couldn't tell if they weren't exactly motivated. It was very unusual. It was like a truce the entire game. They are. I have no doubt, although I could have to eat my words, that the USA will beat Iran on Tuesday. And then it must be something in the air, yeah. Might be something in the air at Qatar indeed. Let's see, we've made our announcement on Twitter, we've made our announcement in the Teams and Discord. I think we're good to go. Hopefully we'll get a reasonable number. I only ask that you pace yourselves. Obviously, if you want to win the event, you have to play every game back to back. It's an unusual situation in Arena. Drag this down. There we go. Now I can see more of the chat. Yeah, the rugby, though, that's a real willpower sport. I think willpower actually counts for a smidgen of a percentage greater than skill in rugby, just because of the sheer force of it. It's certainly like raw sport at its finest. Far better than American football because of the action, the motion. Rugby and American football are very similar in a lot more respects than football and anything else. So I have some small goals to gain a certain number of rating points today. Assuming that I manage to do it, I'm going to face my nemesis at the moment, UPenn07. I believe this is another iteration of his name, as I think he was UPenn07 with a different... Maybe not, though. Let's take a quick peek. 22 games with me. Maybe he's always been the same. Jay Bowman's birthday was in July. 8 months ago, 9 months ago. Guo Chi, Maxime Rodstein, Steingrimson. I have a feeling he was beating me more often in his previous UPenn iteration. Take a quick peek at UPenn. Maybe I'm wrong. University of Pennsylvania, 07 graduate. I have to think about this. I think UPenn07 may be female. Did I avoid a pairing? I did by not being there. It's good that I didn't get paired in a way. So we have 4 games going from the mass. So in theory, only 5 of us are here. San40, why aren't you in the event? Sun40, answer. Ariel Zamora, good. I've always wondered if Ariel Zamora is related to a good friend of mine, Jorge Zamora. Although it's a long stretch. Who lives in New England, who I last saw playing in Golden Nugget when we were both in a poker tournament. 4-hour Dungeons and Dragons over the board. Nicely done, Lauren. How are you? How is your niece? Alright, and we're off, and as predicted, I'm going to return to the Caro-Kann, as this is a really important heads-up battle. I'm not experimenting with E5 until we can do our novices stream. Alright. I'm going to capture back for the sake of capturing back. So now, the moment of truth. I'll take the French defense with the knight on c3. The loss of time. White has a clear advantage, of course. All right, now the moment of truth. We can get some of our time back, but is it worth it? I do want to exchange off this bishop. Let's go after the only weakness that we can. And now the white squares are weak. I have a very good French defense. Got rid of that terrible bishop. C4 is weak, C3 is weak, C2 is weak. I think I would have been totally pummeled had my opponent taken the free pawn on like move 4 or 5. We're going to look at this again afterwards, and we're going to settle ourselves. Mate in one, bro. How are you, man? So he did choose. He did certainly choose a square for his knight that seems to have given up. Let's make sure that we don't lose any more material back. My e6 square is weak to that rook. That is awkward. The bishop g5 is a threat. Okay, maybe. Just maybe. I'll be in a spot of trouble here. So now where is he headed? I do want to get rid of that knight, that bishop actually. He's got knight to f5. It's kind of a bummer. My king is in the center. I'm not really threatening his knight at all. My d5 pawn is somewhat isolated. Really? I don't seem to have a choice here. Or do I? Do I let him in? Knight takes, bishop takes castle. Bishop takes e5, knight takes e5. Rook takes e5. No minor pieces. How are we doing in these endgames? Yeah, it does look like it. We're giving it this heave-ho. I'm asking for it here. I'm sacking a pawn. So he's going for queen takes d4. And now for something completely unrealistic. Let's attack his queen indirectly. Moment of truth. Navigating the weaknesses of my side versus my strong center. Well, that's interesting. Am I in trouble? That's a good question. Let's just centralize and cross our fingers that he doesn't have anything just yet. All right. Is it time to close things up? It is not time to close things up yet. Interesting. So now he's threatening queen takes. The rook on e8 is hanging. It's kind of a bummer.
Hello there.
Pegasus, good morning. I know, right? Well, he is streaming. He is streaming. I'm in big trouble here. Looks like we have to sack an exchange. Let's look at this. Rook to d6. If bishop d6, queen d6, rook a1. Am I getting away with this? Actually, we have this as an option. Had not thought about it. This might be just what I needed to keep lines closed.
You can call it how you wanna. I'm giving you $1. This time I ain't gonna run away. This time.
This time. This time. This time. Run away.
Not this time. Not this time. This time I ain't gonna. Not this time.
What?
This time I ain't gonna run away.
Knight takes h4 was also an option. But I do want to keep the trouble in check.
I could lift you up, could show you what you want to see, take you where you want to be my luck, even if the sky is
Coordination of the pieces
full, it will be
has managed to prevail.
safe and sound.
Let's just keep
I could fill your cup, my river won't evaporate, this world will still appreciate
Mm-hmm.
my love. Even in a hurricane of frowns, I know that we'll be safe and sound.
All right, moment of truth.
Safe and sound.
Now that we no longer have any checks to worry about,
I could show you love in a time
there's always the rook to e8 check that I had to be concerned about.
next to me. Be my love. Even if we're 6 feet underground, I know that we'll be safe and sound.
Do I have to return the piece? I do have to return the piece, unfortunately.
In a tidal wave of mystery, you'd still be standing next to me. I could show you love, could show you what you wanna see, take you where you want to be. Even if we're 6 feet underground, I know that we'll be safe and sound.
Somehow managed to avoid having to give back the piece.
Safe and sound. Safe and sound. Be my love. Be my love. Show me love. Show me love.
Do we do it that way? Or do we just walk over?
I don't know just how it happened. I let down my guard, so I'd never fall in love again. But I fell hard. Guess I should have seen it coming.
Let's do it.
By surprise, wasn't looking where I was going.
Let's see here. Check, check. Is it stalemate? No. Very lucky, I tell you. Very lucky. $21.35. I've got a long ways to go to get my rating points back. That's crazy. Good morning, Super 3. How are you? Arena indeed. Today is the weekend. Rapid and classical. We're testing this new track of covers. Super 3 misses out on F5, which was Capablanca's favorite siesta variation. We will gain some time here. Having him move his bishop twice, help him develop all of our pieces. Very, very kind of him. Now, do we want our knight on e5? Yeah, we want our knight on d5. We're going to use our queen on the dark squares. Interesting. Now our opponent is asking for something going on the other file. Let's prepare e5. Not to mention a safe place to tuck away our bishop on b1, now that the rook's in play. Migrate our pieces over for the attack. In a Fischer-like attempt, we might even play h3, knight h2, knight g4. And as advertised, we are tucking away our bishop. Ah, it's a bummer. As usual, I have managed to well, he didn't take my material, so that's a good thing. All right, we're exchanging for what? For what reason are we exchanging? My exchange is still hanging. I think he just noticed that he had bishop to b5. And he's going for it. So we're up a pawn for just a moment. Can we hang on to it? I don't know. I don't know if we can hang on to this pawn. But we're going to try to parlay into more value than we have. Yeah. That's a bummer. I gave back the pawn. Interesting. We're going to exchange. What? What are we going to exchange?
This nation owes you a huge debt.
Thank you for following, David MCD. By the way, Pegasus just appeared. Thank you, Pegasus. Hold on here, Ron. I have a great shout out for you in a bit, as your book has arrived. I do want to give you appropriate respect. Okay. So now knight f5. This seems to cover everything, albeit looking very sketchy. This doesn't look too good for the opponent. Looks like a free piece. A free piece because of the weakness of the back rank. Knight to g4 was the move I was really toying with. It was not that easy. Super 3, good game. Yeah, I want to thank Ron for the gift. I was debating on whether or not I posted the gift card on Amazon, as Pegasus has added to the JoJo library with Ivanchuk's move by move. In fact, when I got it, thanks Pegasus so much, I was like, am I really missing this book? Because I thought I had all the, I really thought I had all of the move by move books, but sure enough, I came upstairs, I got this late yesterday. I was not home. When I got home, I received it. It's probably easily the most creative Ukrainian player to date. Albeit there are only 40 games. This particular one, the history is rich, and there are a lot of sub-games. So there are 40 classical games in the sense that they are supremely notable. This book is organized by theme rather than chronologically. We have aggressive defenses, pragmatism and precision, rook awakenings, and global domination, which I cannot wait, because those will probably be the titles. FD Knight Zero also in the house. Well, I almost forgot that I was playing an arena and not a Swiss. That was close. And as Ivanchuk is one of my idols, along with Alekhine, we have the tendency to play all openings. So now I have to decide whether or not I'm going for Marshall-esque territory or Arkhangelsk territory. And I think I'm going for Arkhangelsk territory, placing my bishop on c5. This is slightly more aggressive than A.K. Nemsko's defense. She tends to play bishop e7. And when I challenged her on it, this is actually very similar to the continuation that I chose against her. So now I thought I was preventing d4 because of the attack on e4. I really was. I was attacking e4. Let's find out if I am. There's a fork in the end on d5, which is kind of annoying. Are we taking the initiative here? He's trying to pressure that. Let's go after the bishop. We have a pawn to the good. White has to waste time in recapturing it. I'm not going to waste time on giving it up. The e4 pawn is going to be guarded. But the bishop on g5 is still a little loose. We have tremendous pressure on the e4 pawn. It is going to have to move forward. Amazingly tremendous pressure on the e4 pawn. Bishop to b7, rook to e8, potentially d5. Namaste, MD Knight. Wait, we didn't get our... Yes, we did get our announcement out. Whoa, whoa. And of course, MD Knight gifted the dojo. You know what? I actually began reading Bobby Fischer and his world. This is quite the amazing book because of the stories involving his early childhood development and his work with Jack Collins, among others. It's quite incredible, I have to admit. I did think this was going to happen. It's very loose. I don't have much of a choice, as it turns out. And now, is there a threat? That is the question. Do I double my pawns and keep the bishop pair? Do I force the trade of queens and then keep the bishop pair? My d5 pawn is weak. So let's keep his knight on a good square for a moment. Yes, there's no way to defend. Appropriately my bishop pair. Very annoying. But we'll hang on for dear life. Where's that knight headed? Oh, he did get it. Mm-hmm. Do I go after the bishop? The knight is not protected? Removing the defender. Whoa. Loved, 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 loved. Wasn't that interesting? Well, now we're a pawn up. And the rooks are off the board, and there are pawns on both sides of the board. So is he coming across? Knight d6. I just need to walk up and take his weakened pawns. Do I wish to do it that way? Or do I want to simplify with the king on that square? I think I want to simplify with the king on that square. It's possible we might end up drawing, but little did I know that I was going to be so low rated in this particular encounter. No stream sniping, apparently. Oh no! That's a bummer. To lose my bishop like that? Fisher-like fashion? It's too bad. Good morning, Don Passan. Yes, we're on the second one, the weekend dojo and classical. I know it's very complicated that I make it so hard to find the arena, but I do want you to join all three so that you'll be able to find the arenas, and I'll set up the remaining arenas today. He's calculating the fact that he might not be able to win this game if I scarf his pawns. The most profound that's what I like. That's what I like. Nicely done, you Pen. I blundered my bishop. I forgot how the knight moved for a move. Craziness. Let's pause for a second. Just to reassess. And of course to get more coffee. Reassess and to get more coffee. So basically, the arenas do not have me as streaming. What? It's even not showing me streaming now that I've paused? Is that true? I have to be in the arena to be shown as streaming. This is a huge negative, everybody. Huge negative. Huge, huge negative. Very annoying, to say the least. Bummer. Coffee. I was serious about the coffee. 3 hours of lessons for teams 2 and 3. I've got Chess Base 17 as well. Perhaps we should do a Chess Base 17 co-stream if you have time after the arena for a brief moment. 30 minutes of Chess Base 17 pros and cons using the brilliant classification on the games. All right, coffee, intermission. I need to adjust that mirror down, but I don't necessarily want you to see. Let's do it. Let's adjust this one ever so slightly. You don't need as much of the ceiling. As much of the mess down below. And you don't see the carpet, which is unfortunate. That's unusual. Anyway, actually maybe the carpet's below the camera image. See if we can fix that briefly. From the rear. Ah! Yeah, you still can't see the carpet, darn it. Even if I move it up, you still can't see the carpet. We have a nice chess carpet. Interestingly enough. Yeah, nice chess carpet. Unfortunately, you can see a bit of the mess, as we do use this office for much. Oh, actually, there you go. You can see the chess carpet now. If I move, you see more of the chess carpet. I guess you do. All right, I'll be back. I'll be back.
I've been searching for you. I heard a
Hold
cry
on,
within
adjust this real quick.
I never had a yearning cry like this
There we go.
until you cried through my door. All of my life, where have you been? I wonder if I'll ever see you again. And if that day comes, I know it could win. I wonder if I'll ever see you again. A sacred gift from heaven, for better or worse, forever. And I would never let somebody break it down until you cry. Never. All of my life, where have you been? I wonder if I'll ever see you again. And if that day comes, I know it could win. I wonder if I'll ever see you. At every time I've always known you were there upon your throne, lonely queen without her king. Long for you, my love, forever. Ever see you again? And if that day comes, I know we could win. I wonder if I'll ever see you again. All of my life, where have you been?
This nation owes you a huge debt.
Wonder if I'll ever see you again. And if that day comes, I know we could win. I wonder if I'll ever see you again. See you again. See you again. See you again.
This nation owes you a huge debt.
Hey girl, is he everything you wanted in a man? You know I gave you the world. You had me in the palm of your hand. So why your love went away? I just can't seem to understand. Thought it was me and you, babe. Me and you until the end, but I guess I was wrong. Don't wanna think about it, don't wanna talk about it. I'm just so sick about it, can't believe it's ending this way.
And we're back.
Confused about it, feeling the blues about it. I just can't do without you. Tell me, is this fair? Is this the way it's really going down?
Ooh.
Is this how we say
All right.
goodbye?
Let's see how long it takes for it to show that I'm streaming again, of all things.
It's breaking my heart to watch you run around, 'cause I know you are living a lie. But that's okay, baby, 'cause in time you will find what goes around, goes around, goes around, goes around.
Now, if I reload, let's observe the game. Zamora Pegasus. Pegasus goes for the supreme hold on the e5 square.
Everything that you claim,
This is the question.
you say that you were moving on now.
Now there's pressure on d5. Can be increased with f5. Or forced through, perhaps. Bishop g2, f3, and e4. Black has some weak squares to aim for. The Evil Chirp. Thank you for following. Where are you from? I am FIDE Trainer National Master John MacArthur. Thank you for following. T3 Zaza. I have to change the scheduled training to include MasterChessDojo, Rapid, and Classical. Let's do that now while we can. So Mubot has that as well. So there we go. Where is Mubot? East Tennessee. Hold on here, I have to picture this. Is that Memphis? Or is that Nashville? I believe that I drove through or near Nashville on my way to New Orleans when we took a 20-hour drive to New Orleans for Christmas in 2019. Little did we know when we took the track to Nashville in 2019 that it would be the last Christmas we would have had to spend it with the extended family for a couple of years. Right? Craziness, yeah? Knoxville, Tennessee. My first ever National Scholastic Championships was in Knoxville in 1990? May of 1990? Or was it May of 1991? That is the question. Yeah, Nashville is more mid. I don't remember what the interstate was that I was driving south on when I ended up going near Nashville. We almost stopped off in Dollywood as part of the trek down, and then we stopped in Chattanooga for the night on the way to New Orleans, and they had a lovely train yard within the hotel slash as a part of the hotel, the Chattanooga Hotel, and then on the way back we stayed in one of the railway cars, as on the way down the staff had mentioned, or at least someone who was working there, maybe it was the security, mentioned that they were renovating the railway cars to increase the prices for staying in the railway cars, because the railway cars were hard to maintain at their current prices. So on the way back, we made certain to stay in a railway car for like $100 and change a night, and it was lovely. We stayed in a railway car, showered in the railway car. The lack of outlets, there weren't quite enough outlets, but there was internet. I did not stream from there, unfortunately. I had not yet started streaming in 2019. That was a product of COVID, as it turns out. Go figure. So let's see. So let's see. Copy. And now the follow message is, how do I find the follow message? Built-in commands. Last scene. I love the last scene command. Games played. Add a command from chat. 1 second while we Nope, that's not what I'm looking for. Special features. Recognizing new viewers.
It might seem crazy what I'm about to say. Sunshine, she's here, you can take a break. Hot air balloon going up to space. With the air like baby, by the way. Because I'm happy, clap along if you
Weekends. Control X.
If you feel like that's what you want to do. Here comes bad news, talking this and that.
Control C.
Don't hold it back. I should probably warn you, I'll be just fine. No offense to you. Don't waste your time. Because I'm happy, clap along if you feel like a room.
Alright, custom bot name. Interesting. Oh, is that it? Moobot may be monitoring my ads. I wonder if Moobot and Twitch are both monitoring ads. This is not cool if that's true. Love is too high. I can't find it. But we're going to see what happens later. How about that? Something looks different. What's not cool about it? Uh-oh. I haven't switched off of intermission. Let's head back. There we go. I was still on an intermission the whole time because I wasn't in the arena. And we get Ariel Zamora. That's who we were waiting for. With the black pieces. Hopefully Chris and Chris are both playing. With Ron, etc. So our novice stream is going to take into account the Bishop's opening and all of these oddball openings that are often played. I do want to branch out in the center whether or not he plays. And he gives up the center. Usually Bishop to B3 is an indication that we want to hold the center, by the way. Am I sacking a pawn? That is the question. Knight takes. Can I sacrifice a pawn? That is the question. I feel like sacrificing a pawn. It's not always good to sacrifice a pawn, though. All right, YOLO. Best of 3. Now we'll grab our space. Appropriately enough. I don't have very much choice in this matter. And now, how do we keep up the pressure? Keeping up the pressure. That was a mistake. That was a mistake. I needed to continue my development. That's what I needed to do. Bishop d6 was there for a reason. So silly of me. Yeah. So silly of me. Wow, I survived? I don't believe I survived. The f7 square was hanging. Knight takes f7 was almost fatal. That was crazy. That was truly, truly crazy. But Ariel Zamora did not play either knight takes f7 or bishop takes f7 check before trading queens. Bishop takes f7 before trading queens was very annoying too. I have more knights where that came from. Where's the knight going? Where's my knight going? Speaking of the devil, where's my knight going? Let's just do a little bit of a switcherooski here. Bum 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 bum. And down. Yes, I am trying to get him to play exactly what I'm trying to get him to play. What is the future for my knight if I play that way? Can't make up my mind on which weakness I'm going for next. I feel like I'm obligated to play h6 and use this opportunity to relocate my bishop. It's about piece coordination, everyone. Piece coordination. SS Savas, how are you? All right, so now we're trapped in Fischer's mind. So knight e7 is a threat in more than one way. It's a bummer. So I don't have much choice, do I? I've given up the bishop pair, but for what reason? This is unfortunate. It really is. It is unfortunate. All right, now the moment of truth. I have been trying my best to keep that material. Yes, yes. Can I? Well, this is a bummer. A very, very serious bummer out. I don't know that we have anything good out of this. We are completely toasted. Gegenspiel, everyone. Gegenspiel. Piece coordination and Gegenspiel. Indeed. Shite. Always increment in our dojo, by the way. Always increment. The dojo always features an increment. We're here to try to improve our chess game and not win the random daily arenas, but winning the random daily arenas is a bonus. Certainly a bonus. Yeah, I'm in trouble. I should have moved, but I'm about to be mated. Yes, I'm about to be checkmated. And I did not think this through at all. Hey, gods, folks. There's nowhere to go. All right. I can only hope and pray. Yeah, that was the problem. Nicely done, sir. Taking it with check was the proper way to do it. Does it even show that I'm streaming? I don't think it shows that I'm streaming at all. Is my Elite Chess not in my thingamajiggy? Craziness. I'm really steamed about that one. I don't know if I'm more streamed about that one or if I'm more streamed about the fact that it's not showing me streaming in my own arena. Reload. Let's just see. Where are we? Watch. Streamers. It's got me here. That's very cool. On the top of the page, which is nice. So, meanwhile, back at the ranch, what did I go wrong? E4 was just too much. Nice. Knight takes d5, knight takes d5, c6, and I'm better, basically. That is crazy, right? The pawn sacrifice was the best move. Or was it? d4 straight away was better for white. And in this particular position, bishop g5 was best, castles, and I should play d4. Funny enough. Let's turn that off so we're not too biased here. Now bishop f5 was a mistake. I should just keep developing. Knight on c takes e4, knight takes e4. Then I get my piece back. I forgot completely about that. We always have bishop takes h2 check. Queen h4. This is going into the SSC study, by the way. The SSC Savas study. The study name, Novice Improvement Study. And I turn off all this stuff by accident. I mean, on purpose. This is the novice. And then members. The fellow who asked for this, SSC _Savas. Oh, wait a minute. What is your lead chess name, SSC Savas? We're going to add Dark Archer. SSC, what is your username? Let's resume and see if we can... No. Dude. Yeah, well, it was entertaining chess to say the least. Thank you, though, Lauren. We have 32 minutes left. Can't believe I lost that game. I still don't know the reason why I lost that game. Let me just see the reason why I lost that game. So it's taken away the question marks and all of that. Or am I not showing them on purpose in the study? Yeah, rook a6 seems dubious, but bishop c4. Let's go back and we'll finish this analysis here. Bishop f5. It seemed reasonable at the time, and now I should still play knight to c6. Bishop to b4 was absolutely atrocious. The idea behind knight takes c6 is that there is no capturing on e4 remaining, and I should have seen that. So after this, my opponent blunders in return. I feel like my opponent could have also played bishop takes f7 check, but queen takes d8, queen takes d8, and knight takes f7 definitely deserves the exclamation mark. And I'm losing a piece. I couldn't figure out how to save this bishop and that rook from the discovery at the same time. So it really doesn't matter where I go. I'm losing a piece and I'm totally lost. Fortunately, the opponent played from their London origins, bishop f4. I've noticed this as far as London players and trying to rehabilitate London players into being chess players, that when they are at a loss for what else to do, they will play bishop f4 in every position. If bishop f4 can be played, they will play bishop f4. I'm debating, Lauren, on what we're going to have after the arena. So this was a mistake. Because I still allow that, I should play bishop to g6. So bishop h7 was the move instead of bishop f5 so that I can get my pawns moving. Indeed. I played bishop to takes c3, b takes c3, and he still had the in-between move, bishop takes f7 check, and then recapturing, and then he has the move knight to e6 or bishop to e6, counterattacking my unprotected bishop on f5, even if I tried some funny business. He has knight take e6 check as well if my king's on f8. So yeah, bishop takes f7 check would have decimated me. B takes c3, h6, and then knight e6 check. Yeah, and I'm toast. And if I don't play h6, he also has bishop to e6 in some cases. So on a move like this one, maybe this is better. Maybe we just extract ourselves. After all, we're up in material. In any event, yeah, this was all devastating. So b takes c3. Knight to d7. I'm hanging on for dear life to equality. Bishop c4. Throwing away the advantage. They need to relocate their worst placed piece as fast as possible. This is their knight, by the way. Not doing anything over here. There are three questions you always have to ask yourselves. What are the worst or best placed pieces? What is the opponent's idea? And where are the weaknesses? So did he have bishop to b5? This was the move that was going to bother me the most. Bishop to b5, rook on c to c8 was what I was planning. I didn't want to set myself up for this skewer in any way. And my plan is, of course, to play knight to c5. So after rook on a to d1, let's just say, or maybe c4. I was so toasted, I should have lost that game, and I did. The opponent went back. Knight to c5 straight away, I did not see. The idea that if I recapture with this pawn, I get to keep moving, just like in the game. This knight is poorly placed. And e3 is also an option, going after that pawn. And that's what he actually guarded against. So knight to c5 was certainly the best move. And then I try to exchange weaknesses. Knight to e6 also appealed to me. Computer's now coming up with knight to d5, going after these weaknesses and trying to keep the knight at bay. I like it. All those moves would be better than what happened in the game. So h6 happened in the game. Bishop f5. Was bishop h7 a better move? It is listed. Knight to c5 straight away. But I'll have knight to d5 if needed. Yeah. Certainly better. Knight f4, bishop f5, h3. Knight takes b3, c takes b3, and then g5, and we can return to our business as usual without that monstrous bishop attacking our f7 square, which actually did us in the game. That's correct. Not only do you only learn one pawn structure, but you are fixed into this mindset of connecting the dots by placing pieces on certain squares. So was this the best move? Knight takes d5. I could have also played rook to e8. That was probably the best move. Yeah, rook to e8 was certainly probably the best move. Instead, I end up getting dominated by this knight. Rook to c7, knight to c5, and I had to play knight takes a4 now or forever hold my peace. Yeah, that was my last chance as I go down in a blaze of smoke and decimation. Rook to e8 is a little late, and he doesn't need to play bishop takes c5 because the whole time I'm really fearing the fact that he has rook to b5. So after bishop takes, rook takes, he still has, after rook takes b7, he still has the move rook to b5, and I'm completely at his mercy. There's nothing I can do. f3, of course, is the computer move, but rook to b5 would be the human move, and there's nothing I can do after he takes this pawn. I like it. The Queen's Indian is very, very robust. Queen's Indian and Nimzo Indian are very robust because there are a variety of ways in which you can attack the center. Keith Onsky, good morning. We have to give a shout out to Keith Onsky. Feel free to just to stream any of these arenas. If you'd like to stream the Wednesday morning arena, although I have to admit, as I think you're south of me, I'm not sure whether you're south of me in Cape Town or Kingston. I'm drawing a blank at the moment because of your accent. I can hear your accent. Keith Onsky. Everything is good. I am roughing it in this arena. I've gained a small number of rating points, and I'm analyzing this game that really irked me, as I thought that I had a chance to climb my way out of it. Yes, I do have a way to climb myself out of it, and I have to do it now. And on rook to b5, I'm going to barnacle with the move rook on e to c7. And that way, if I barnacle, this pawn can't be captured without giving up the c4 pawn. Or the c2 pawn, depending on how it goes. So he has this. Needless to say, I didn't find rook to e7. I opened myself up to being checkmated, and he finds the checkmate very nicely. And I threw in a Hail Mary with f4. This was my last chance for rook e7. Last chance. Just already following Keith Onsky. I know he streams, whether it's irregularly or not. d5, followed by e2, e1 for Gegenspiel. And it doesn't actually work. I'm still at a loss. But I actually create a lot of counterplay here. It's not a lot according to Stockfish. It doesn't really believe in it. But what can you do? But my opponent found the ever so devastating rook to f6 check, and now I'm checkmated. By force. Any other move, 5, and I have some Gegenspiel. "20 minutes left in the arena. So, I recommend Lauren J.W. that you follow Grandmaster Nick DeFermian's opening repertoire. I don't mind that you do this for a short period of time. The Grandmaster Nick DeFermian would play knight f3 and b3 as white as late as 1983, 1984, I think in Reykjavik of 1983 or 1984, the Reykjavik Open. He was playing games for equality as white with knight f3 and b3 as white, and he played the Najdorf and the Benoni as black. And basically, since you're playing knight f3 and b3 as white, you get to work on a sharper set of opening systems as black, and he scored more wins with black, obviously, than he did with white. And then later, after he had honed his skills in the Benoni and the King's Indian, and the Nimzo Indian, I'm sorry, the Benoni and the Najdorf and the Nimzo Indian, white played knights. How is our record against future champion? We are -1. We're going solid then to try to even the match. We're going with solid positional grinding play. It is the way to go objectively. I did the same thing, ironically. When I became a master, I was playing the birds as white with a view toward equality while I worked on sharper opening sets as black, including against d4. So I played the Karo Khan and f4 very solidly. This is the standard line against bishop e7 to try to secure an advantage. That's what I like. That's what I like. So the only thing missing in this particular exchange variation, Queen's Gambit declined. The only thing missing is the bishop on g5's ability to take on f6. But on the other hand, black also does not get to gain a tempo with h6 against the bishop on g5 when the bishop commonly retreats. I think g4 was a possibility there. h3 and g4 were a possibility there. And I should have considered both of those options with my bishop on f4. I mean, well, actually, if it must be said, those two openings, not necessarily as black, but the Nimzo Larsen as white is one of my favorite bullet opening repertoires. Yeah, and you get to build up positionally, which was always your strength, Lauren. Going for known pawn structures, building up your strength, and going for it. Now that my opponent is castled, we will keep our king in the center. And we will go for it. Do we castle queenside now and shove the kitchen sink at him? Or do we start throwing the kitchen sink at him a little bit earlier? We have to really weigh up the value of the kitchen sink. So now, how does he guard the bishop and the knight? It seems like we are going for it. Knight takes e6. Castle's queenside. Are we going for it? That is the question. I think I have to play knight takes e6 first. Even if it does give him the option of playing somewhat appropriately for the pawn break with e5 later. But we are going to be shoving our h-pawn with a gain of tempo. Oh no. Can you do that? I cannot.
Do it! Just do it!
And we're off. Which way do we wish to go? We're throwing the kitchen sink at him indeed. Kitchen sink in progress. Yeah, I don't have much choice, but the kitchen sink has to be thrown. I know somebody's happy about the kitchen sink. I'm not entirely happy about the kitchen sink. Do we play h5, g6? Yeah, we do that. h5, h6, just to keep him on his toes. Queen f4 check is going to dismantle me? Or is it? It is going to dismantle me, unfortunately. But I don't have much choice in that matter. Yes. Oops. My queen. Oh no, my queen. Oh no, my queen.
One more time, got me feeling so free. We're gonna celebrate, celebrate and dance so free.
Pegasus. Good morning. I don't know if MD Knight is still here, but he definitely deserves a shout out as well because he was here earlier. I do have to watch out for my rook after queen d2, h6, queen d3 check, and thank you very much. We do have a very exposed king to play for here. I am looking for the Scottish music. Arena Chan. This was actually tagged for a copyright violation, actually. Believe it or not, this particular music was tagged on Facebook as a copyright violation. I don't really have much of a choice here, do I? Nor here. So did I get out of this opening alive? It looks like it. It is hard to believe that I got out of this opening alive. And now, the moment of truth. Is his king exposed enough?
I've never seen a diamond in the flesh. I caught
that we can get some. So I don't have any more checks. Whoa, I wasn't expecting that. How is he stopping the promotion of the pawn? With queen takes check. I think we're bringing home this point, folks. I expected king h8. Blockading. He doesn't have any more checks after I promote. Or does he? So now, the moment of truth. King e2, king c. I also have
This nation owes you a huge
king b3. All right, let's just consider this here. b4 is the end of the story. So queen a6, knight a4, queen d3 check, queen c3 is also the end of the story. Or we tuck our king away and worry about back rank mates. So we have king c1, queen f1, knight d1, queen c4. Yeah, let's just go with the hunkering and the not trading of queens. Well, I think that was a mistake.
This nation owes you a huge debt.
All right, now we have to go this way. With a variety of no checks. Is this mate? It's very close to mate. Ariel Zamora and Brian Cesar Gomez for the win. They have plenty of time. Ariel Zamora is going to catch up. Can only hope that Ron Hay catches up. Can he catch up? Both of them berserked? Ron did not berserk. 448 left. Well, it only takes one player to berserk. e4, e5, castles, bishop d3. Got a to d1. Rooting for Ron here. Are his tie breaks better? We'll never know until the end what his tie breaks are, if he passes Ariel Zamora or not. Both deserve to pass me because of my extended break. Thank you for following A7910. I did not hear that one, so I need... And Greatest Emperor. Wait a minute.
This nation owes you a huge debt.
Greatest Emperor. And... Arthur.
This nation owes you a huge debt.
I have to unite those into one coherent about me. My largest prize that I ever won was Foxwoods 2000, $4,500 sharing a $9,000 first and second prize with another player who I had previously beaten, who was very upset that he didn't get another chance to beat me. Lauren, what is your suggestion after the stream? Are you up for Fischer Petrosian or Fischer and his world? I should do the book covers rather than the opponent. That'll make it a lot easier. The book covers are a lot easier. As we promote these players. Dan Mayers. Can't believe I've beaten someone who played Fischer in 1953. I don't believe Dan Mayer is still with us, unfortunately. Ariel Zamora did catch up. Ron has 2 minutes to coordinate his forces. The two bishops and a knight versus a rook, bishop, and knight. Whose piece coordination will be greater? Body that I used to know. Bishop d3. Do we get out of all checks, or do we take the free piece? I think we take the free piece. No, bishop takes, Ron. It's still a free piece, it looks like. Ron has 2 pieces for a rook. But can he escape the checks? And keep our cargo from scoring nonetheless? Be careful, Rod. I think you have to go to D1 on Queen C3 check next time. But we might actually be the third. Or is it? I think the arena anymore. Phantom Schotten. Hear that one either.
This nation owes you a huge debt.
Thank you for the follow. Message. So Ron is working out the potential, since he does want to collect his points. King D1, Queen D4 check, Bishop D3. We still have a draw, or do we? Or is it mate? It's mate. Or is it mate? It's not mate. That's a bummer. It's not mate. King to H8, Knight to C6 check. Let's see that one. View tournament. Congratulations. He did not take a break. Played the same number of games as you, Pan. And I managed to slow down UPenn twice with a draw and a loss. Quite a good arena, everyone. Really? It's about 1900 on Rapid. It's probably Dan Mayer's but there are quite a number of them. I also played Nash, who played Fischer in the 70s. I'm trying to think if I beat Nash. I think I beat Nash as well in a Marshall attack. I don't think it was the mathematician, but I am curious. Well, funny you should ask. I think that I should be coming back with a stream on Pegasus's latest addition to the dojo. And I'm going to use the book title cover. So when we go to the study, I want to see what the drawback here. What is that twitch in the book, top right hand corner? That's very interesting. Oh, you were afraid of F6? Is that a possibility? 4, by the way. In this particular position, I feel like there might have been something more here if you just castled. Obviously, you did castle. So I feel like there was something more in this position than Bishop F4. Bishop F4 was just too natural. I was looking at Queen E2, maybe? Let's take a quick peek at where Queen C2. I did mention E5 during the stream. I also mentioned Bishop D3 as being more to the point than Bishop F4. So all 5 of these moves, including A3, are all better than Bishop F4. Well, honestly, I don't think black is okay. Just because you have 2 pawns in the center and you 3 again, I feel is warranted. You played Queen E2. They could have played B5 now. You stopped it, which is good. Aiming at this side, which has no defenders. And you are threatening to play E5, and he has no way of stopping it because he moved his knight off of D7. Yeah, you definitely have it. Everything's in place for your attack on the king and the weakening of the king side because you have Queen E4 and you have E5 and you have knight to G5, H4, H5 if he plays G6. And again, I don't think H3 was as useful because your bishop's not going to E3. I feel like Ron has some London in him when he's playing H3, unfortunately, and I don't mean that in a bad way. But certainly I suggested during the stream rook on A to D1. Obviously Bishop C2 is an option, as been pointed out by our knight to C3 to the 3rd rank, because there's no point in allowing our pawn structure to be ruined. This was a good move if it forces him to play Queen E8. Yeah, this was the plan. But it probably would have been better to have the rook on C1 and just wait patiently for your opportunity with the bishop coming in. So here, Bishop C2 is obvious. And you can also go after his bishop because you have bishop to C7. He's got no squares for his bishop. Perez would do those attacks all the time. Yeah, there's no reason to apologize. In fact, my billiards team has no apologies because luck does play a factor in seeing the right thing at the right time. So now the move E5 is looming, even if it's not possible just yet. I don't think we're playing d5, so I don't know that the two rooks belong on the d file. We don't have a double rook lift coming either. Now black really falls into the pit, and e5 is overdue. So Ron is missing this space gating e5 move. If we're using chess base 17, we could easily look for games with this pawn structure. You can actually search for partial positions in chess base 17. So the moment you start searching for partial positions, you're able to offset and bother the opponent. So e5, knight to d5, knight takes d5, leaving that bishop looking like a spectator. And it's hard to deny that white has a very clear advantage. It suggests rook a7, that's better. It suggested rook a6 at first, which runs into some very unusual tactical possibilities, tying down that bishop on c8. Because then we would have e6 possibilities as well, and rook e3 at the end. Queen to e4. Not a move I would play. I'm really... Knight h4. So in other words, if g5, then queen h5 just pretty much devastates black. And we still have the rook coming in. I.e. check, check, and knight f5, yeah. Very difficult to stop this mate. So knight h4 does, the idea was to bring the queen in. So meanwhile, Ron played yep, the Tarrasch formula. Not improving your worst placed piece. You know what would be interesting here is bishop d6. Bishop d6 somewhat ensures the winning of material. And justifies the pressure of the rooks on this. Bishop d6, c takes d4, bishop takes f8. Knight takes f8 is off the cards because of rook to d8. Oh no, we have to recapture on d4 first with the knight. Needless to say, d takes c5 kind of justifies black's play, and we weren't ready for our rook shift. Oh no. That rook is being attacked by a bishop, and the opponent didn't play it. Oh, it does work now. I love Ron's enthusiastic attitude. And everything's covered. However, the queen is hanging with check, and so is the bishop. And the bishop on e8 will be hanging as well, so there's no threat here. We always have bishop to b7 to cover everything across the rank. So, matter of timing. The opponent had 207, and on bishop to b5 took only 2 seconds, 4 seconds, given that he gains 5 seconds. Protected queen, and recapturing on b5 if needed. Then black had... I'm so afraid right now. Knight takes c3. Wait. It's all bluff. It's all bluff. Queen takes d6. So here, bishop takes e2 seems very reasonable. This looked like the simplest way, Ron. And you played a third move, which allowed a lot of counterplay. Queen f3 is probably the simplest. A lot of pawns, though. A lot of pawns with the two minor pieces for the rook, so therefore bishop c6 is good. Knight to c4. Dominating the knight. Looks good. Covering the d2 square. Yeah, this is a hard game to win, but obviously king takes g2 was the move. Jesper Lutton Thompson, how are you? Well, let's turn off our intermission screen. Our study intermission screen, anyway. Pretty crazy, everybody. Where are you from, Jesper? I imagine that you are from Little Sweden. Now, Ron Hay is here, by the way. Also, we're looking at Ron Hay versus... But unfortunately we went this way, which is quite crazy. King takes e2 is just as dangerous. And somehow our opponent repeated the position because he was not short on time. Yeah, f6 was something to be afraid of. Ron was absolutely correct. Now king to d1. g6, we can't take because of check, check, and takes. g6 is also tough. King e3, queen c1 was bad. King e1 repeated the position for the third time. I love how the assessment of Stockfish changes. Even though we were getting hammered on king e1 before, the assessment of this position as it stands, king e1 is dead equal. Denmark. Jesper's from Denmark. Nice. Good one, Ron. Good one. Sorry you didn't get those points before the arena ended. As it turns out. All right. So I am going to come back with Bobby Fischer and his world in just a moment, because it doesn't just cover Bobby Fischer's games. It also covers the games of a lot of other really good players. The very first game in this book, I believe, is a Bill Lombardi game. The photos in this book are quite good. But I promised Ron Hay that we would be doing. Where did Ivanchuk go? Ivanchuk move by move. And the first chapter is global domination, or are we going to do the introduction chapter? That is the question. Do we do the introduction chapter? Ivanchuk's wide and tricky opening repertoire. I think that this is the game, in fact, in the introduction, that attracted me to him the most. After this particular game, Ivanchuk Shirov Icon say 1996. It was in a Botvinnik variation. Everyone might know the game already. Magnus Carlson lost to Kamil Plichta? No way. I did not hear that. MD Knight. Yeah, I'm torn. I basically plan on trying to do less than 30-minute streams. This is my goal. It's on Twitter, of course. It's in our broadcast on the Lichess, right? Kamil Plichta, you know, that engine is just too strong for Magnus. He's got to find a better opening repertoire. Let's put in a plug for the socials. If you have not yet followed me on Twitter, I'll be retweeting that one myself. Something funny on my screen. Oh, that's in the Mr. Dodgy arena, right? Let's check it out. The Mr. Dodgy arena is just going on now. Uh-oh, I think I have to go to the main homepage to find it. What am I missing? The Elite Super Blitz Arena in 1 hour. Players. He does not use the Oslo system. Yes, please, send that link to the game. Vampire Abbey is still at it. Ah, it's on Chess 24. But maybe they'll have a link to the... Because I thought it was taking place on Lichess. Broadcasts. Mr. Dodgy Invitational. Oh, an error occurred. Isn't Magnus Carlson playing him in this? Or is it Pool A? Alright, I'm back to reloading this. Pool A should be covered, right? I'm going to bring it up in one moment, yeah. Oh, we're on Lichess.org. Oh no, he didn't. Nicely done, Ron. Ron is showing off his Lichess Swiss win. 11.5. Nicely done, sir. 22.79. Beast mode. He's really into these colors, these really hideous bright colors that I have to shield my eyes from. So what happened here? The organizer is Mr. Dodgy. Of course it is. Hold on, I need to find my way to that link that was just posted. No, well, yeah, that could work. But why is my Chessable not working properly in the background? Alright, Mr. Dodgy Invitational. I have to change my stream title, as they pointed out, if I'm going to be showing Chessable. Hold on. Let's just do it this way. How are we doing on our followers? We're really doing well on our followers. And we are looking at Mr. Dodgy Invitational. And now for something completely random. When I bring up Chessable, where are you, Chessable? I mean, Lee Chess. I mean, Chess24. What's going on with my content display here? It should be showing by now. Interesting. Go to the main page. Properties. Oh, I see what's going on here. I've got Chessable confused with Chess24. There we go. Now we're in business. All right, where are you, sir? Let's just click on live tournaments. I know where we're going now. There's so much stuff going on. The Icelandic Fisher Random, the Swedish Team Championship, where I expect to find Ron. The World Seniors, Turkish Championship, US Senior, US Juniors. All right. This shouldn't take so long, right? Manually finished importing the game. We should actually have it manually importing the game. Live tournaments. I am giving it one last shot to watch it on Cheesable. Here it is. So if I click on this one, it should give me another link to Pool A, don't you think? This Pool B is starting soon. Go down to information. The tournament calendar. Good idea. There it is. Now we're there. Thank you, Lauren. Importing the game, yes? Eric Rosen, no surprises. Did he play the Stafford Gambit? Doesn't look like it from that pawn structure. Jobava's playing Magnus Carlson. I see. On his birthday, he had to lose to Magnus. That's too bad. So round 2. Wow, Pool A is finished already? That's craziness. Magnus beat Daniel Dubov. Thank you, Lauren. Thank you, Pegasus. Yes. The hard part is getting it into the right browser window that is already set up as a source. That is the hard part. Let's just look at this and not the comments. Can I make this board any bigger? Probably. I'm not going to log in just yet, unless I actually have to worry about... There we go. This says a lot about Kamil Plichta's Trompovsky variations. All this is pretty well known. White is grabbing the space. Not the best move. We should be completing our development with moves like Queen C2. Oh, I don't have those arrow possibilities here. I think we should be increasing our pressure on the center with Queen to E2 or bringing the Rook to C1. But okay. Let's check our analysis later against the engine. Now this seems like a perfectly reasonable idea to go after that pawn structure. A little hasty in trying to take advantage of Black's weaknesses, maybe. But who am I? Can I turn off the engine? We're not going to worry about it. Now suddenly Black is in trouble. Wow. Oh no, White is in trouble after this. Oops. Did he really miss Knight F5? That's huge that he missed Knight F5. He goes from winning to losing in one move. I agree with you. The depth is pretty low on chess 24. It's how much you can pump out. As yeah, we're going to look at it here, then we're going to look at Lauren's link. We'll give them credit for it, yeah? I love that. It switches to White is +1 for one moment and then goes back to 3. OMG. It's a truly sad day. When Magnus plays this badly. Okay, we've got a threat of mate in 2. How do we stop said mate in 2? Gotta run for it, right? 8-1. He's flailing about. He still hasn't stopped the mate and 1 of queen to c7. And there's nothing more here. The mate and 1 is happening on that squared c7. There's nothing to be done about it. So, Lauren has imported the game into a study. I'm positive. I don't know if she shared it with me. If she shares it with me, it will set up as a notification. Or did she give the link? I'm about 5 minutes out. That was pretty incredible, though. But I'm a little perturbed that the broadcasts are not showing the Mr. Dodgy Pool A. Maybe because it's finished. It's at the bottom here. One week ago. What's going on with the Mr. Dodgy? Did they accidentally overwrite the old one with the new one? Starting in 27 minutes. Scroll all the way down to the 2022 November events. Oh, it's not listed as one of the major events. What can we do, folks? What can we do to see Magnus Carlson's on Lichess? All right, we're going to import it as we announced. From Chess24. We're going to import it from Chess24. Lauren is 5 minutes out. Pegasus gave me the one link. And Lauren also gave it. So the tricky part about this website, ironically, this website has the same problems that I have with chess.com. They're quite fit for each other in a way. Actually, I don't think the purchase of Chess24 is going to go through because of the U.S. regulations against monopolizing events. Right? Watch live tournaments. We were already here, yeah? Chess24 is so clunky. The U.S. girls, wow, we're really way out. This is craziness. Oh, did I find it in the sideline? Featured events. All right, last call before I give up on it. Oh, there it is. Mr. Dodgy Pool at B. And then on the right-hand side, we found Mr. Dodgy Pool A. It costs a lot to have a fast server. It really does. Go to Control 0. Information. There it is. Featured. Yesterday. Oh, and then I can't import it unless I log in. I'll go to the intermission screen for a moment while I log in to Chessable. As I thought, it showed my email address. An email address that I don't share. Now that I'm logged in as Master Chess, I should be able to download or the Mr Dodgy Invitational Pool A. Yeah. It's true. Doxing myself. What in the world? I was here before, right? Ah, there it is. A link to the Kamil Plichta Magnus games. Yes, I know. Oh, fine. I'll go straight to the link, but it's not going to show up on the screen because that is not a browser source. Fair enough. And now, I need to download the game. EGN. There we go. Thank you, everyone. And we'll head back to Lichess. That was the quick link. I appreciate the quick link to Chess24. And I close all the other windows. Go to a study to import the game real quick. We're going to go with Viewer. Viewer Studies. Viewer Studies MCD. Viewer Studies. Add a new chapter. EGN. So what was the first questionable move that we had, right? The first questionable move that we had was E takes D5. So this particular position, Knight H4, Queen E2, A4. We got there. Exactly. Oh no, and Lauren actually shared the actual study right as I got it. Yeah, it was a little bit of a hassle to get it into Lichess, but once you sent me the link, I went to the bottom of the Chess24 link, and you have to be logged in as a user in order to download the PGN, from what I remember. So what were we going to check? We're going to check this. E5 is a move, cementing out that bishop. Queen E2 is okay. Knight H4, our first recommendation.
This nation owes you a huge debt.
Strong. E5 is the only move I really didn't consider. Let's get ourselves back onto the Lichess board. So yeah, Kamil Plichta plays this move, d takes c5, which is a little less than best. And this move. Should we keep up the engine? Well, it is quite amazing that he accomplished what he accomplished with what he did. So this was the next move that I did not want to play queen to g4 check right away. I sort of wanted to hang, but it doesn't look like we have a choice. Queen f4 is met by knight d3 check. I mean knight d3. Then queen g4, king h8, rook on a to d1. No good, right? Queen f4, queen c7. All right, queen to g4. I was incorrect about that one. So this draws the queen back to that square and prepares the move rook to d1. And this is where Magnus throws it away. Magnus throws it away here. f5 was probably required. So candidate moves for black now, eh? Candidate moves for black. f5, rook g8, threatening rook g5. Queen to c7, threatening queen to e5 if he plays anything. So I think those three moves will have to do. Queen to d2 with the same idea of going queen to g5. Yes, indeed. Queen to d2. f5 is also there in the top three. I did not see queen to d2. And shutting down the attack on that side of the board. Thud. All right, one more time through. Knight f5, and now Magnus is suffering. And this is just game over. Let's do our computer analysis. Yeah, that was a beautiful move. I didn't see it. But it does fit in with finding the weaknesses, right? What are the weaknesses? What are the best, worst placed pieces? Certainly this is White's best piece. Threatening the stuff, right? Queen to d4. Was he expecting rook to d1, queen to e5? He was really off. He really did not give him any credit. Perhaps he only looked at b3. He just had a blind spot for his opponent's knight f5. Queen takes c4, barnacling. By the way, a barnacle is something that hangs on the side of a ship. And this would definitely be the move to barnacle. Just try to hang on tight. Queen takes b2. I think he must know that he's in trouble at this point. I mean, he doesn't even take the free knight, right? Which I think he can do. Yeah, it's pretty much mate no matter what he does. Very hard to stop. Nicely done. Thank you everyone for that. Yeah, absolutely. That's more than likely the case, Lauren. He probably just did not give his opponent enough credit for finding a good move. There's no doubt about it. It happens to everyone of all levels, which is one of the reasons why very strong players tend to sorry, earbud bothering me there. Very strong players tend to play to the handicap or the strength of their opponent. Wow. Taking advantage of a pin, fork, priceless. Queen of D8, also barnacles. Can he survive this? I think this was definitely the shot to keep material equality. Even though the material equality is pretty ugly. Yeah, it's pretty sad. This is a very dangerous plan. Yeah, it's pretty sad. And we can't take the pawn even after this. Oops. Queen F4. Same idea. I mean, we really didn't give away much of our advantage by going through this. It's definitely a very instructive game. Kamil Plichta does have an international master norm, maybe 2. He's no slouch. And he responded very quickly to his, I bought his aggressive King's Indian repertoire for black. And I may have to give it another look. After all, like, check and check. And promotion. Do we have to worry about any perpetuals? Yes, we do have to worry about some perpetuals. Threatening queen to c4. And we have to give up all of our advantages. So what he did in the game was far, far better. Well, actually, we don't know that for a fact. I still think queen to d8 was an only move. Queen of d8 was an only move. And this is probably the simplest, yes? Forcing further trades, with the passed pawn being very dangerous. f5, queen takes f5. Can we draw that endgame with the rooks? f5, queen takes f5, e takes f5, rook takes e7. Rook to c8. Let's see that for a moment. Gotta be dead lost though, but this would require a lot more technique on White's part. The rook from Steinitz von Bartleben. Yeah. Steinitz Ron The untouchable rook. Yes. Breaking through on that side of the board. Love to see Magnus Carlson humanized. I mean, he did his best. That much is true. He did his best, if you can consider it that. Magnus Carlson losing? Craziness. So which begs the question, why isn't Pool A still on LeChess.org? Craziness. Absolute, utter craziness. So if I am going to come back at 11 a.m. for an instructional stream, including Ron's Ivanchuk move by move book, I'm going to have to do it now. Right? Please follow on the socials. I will be announcing the instructional stream on all fronts, and we're going to have some series of less than 30-minute games. And I'll be announcing it on Twitter as well as on we can see how a strong player warms up and a strong player warms up and prepares for Pool B today. Let's give him a go as he is now warming up on our preferred, no, not our preferred platform, unfortunately. As it turns out, not our preferred platform. Yes, Ron, I'm coming back with yours. I have to set up the study, images, and layout for our instructional stream. Let me roll. Where are my ending credits when I want them? What happened to my ending credits? Oh, there they were. I just saw them starting. I was really worried there for a moment. All 8 of you. Sri Rockrow, Grau, Jesper, Phantom Shotten, A7910, Greatest Emperor, The Evil Chirp, T3DZ, David MCD, 123. Thank you all for following. Cheers and ciao. And I'll be back. Thank you very much.